Hello and welcome to my podcast, The Way I See It. My name is Kalu Acha, and this podcast I'm talking money, the economy, and of course personal finance. So this episode I'm really talking about the Nigerian economy, inflation result. As a report just came out last week. Food inflation about 30%. So it's just more like asking questions. I haven't yet seen a bit of a coordinated response between the Minister of Agriculture and the Minister of Finance on inflation, because inflation in Nigeria is more food driven. So if we fight food prices, we're fighting inflation, but I really haven't seen any coordination or even an acknowledgement that there's high food prices are a problem, right? Food prices, of course, are high because of bandits as well, reducing the supply of farming in the food baskets in Nigeria. Again, I haven't seen anything from the army talking about, any operation to clear out those fields so that the farmers can get back to farm safely, right? I see lots of checkpoints between the borders in Lagos and Benin. That's Benin Republic, checkpoints to go out to Cameroon, but really not a lot of activity by the paramilitary forces in the north of Nigeria to clear out this bandits so that we can get food output up, which will sort of like reduce the price of food and of course the price of the rise in inflation. Also very, very troubling is the crude oil export situation. We all know that Nigeria has to export more crude oil because we need the dollars that crude oil brings, right? And we're still below our OPEC quota. We're even below our own actual since, say, 2008. We were at 2.2 million barrels a day. Now we're give or take about 1.5, and so the medium-term framework says 1.7, which is way even below what we did in the past. But the point, I'm not seeing, again, a coordinated push by the armed forces of Nigeria to clear out the oil thieves that are operating in the Niger Delta, because we need to get oil output up. That's really the only long-term way to get revenues of dollars into the country, which will help the dollar crunch, help the economy, even bring down interest rates and the cost of capital all around, right? I am hearing is lots of loans from everywhere, from Saudi Arabia, from India, from Afrexim Bank. That's what I'm hearing, loans. We're going to borrow this, we're getting this. I'm not hearing a lot of how we're going to generate, so we see tax revenues in the country. There is some noise here, but the policy to see a coordinated policy on how we're going to do this is basically what I haven't seen yet. Good to know that we have a committee headed by a very, very brilliant guy on taxes that's just going to maybe come out. He's doing the memorandum listening sessions now. So I hope when he does come out with his suggestions, because I trust that guy, that the government will listen to him and implement what he has put out there. Because I know, again, is the payment subsidy back? The answer is yes, if you ask me, because the price is stable, which of the payment subsidy is back, but the government said it's not, right? Do we have an austerity government? The government says we do by their words, but by their actions, the government does not behave that we are in austerity. The legislators are spending money on imports of luxury cars, right? We are spending money on imports of luxury yachts, but we are told to tighten our belt. So the messaging is not rhyming with the, should we say, the expenditures of the government. That's essentially what we're not seeing, right? The 2024 budget, or should we say the supplementary budget, is out. Nothing new there. It's still the same structure and framework like as at the 2023 budget. Is just more figures going to separate ministries. But I haven't just seen what I saw in the manifesto, the Hope Manifesto, maybe of unplugging the benchmark prices of massive spending. I haven't seen that yet. Perhaps this is because this was a supplementary, but I haven't seen the budget to match the manifesto, to match the words that were said during the campaigning. So nothing yet on that. On student loans, again, has anyone assessed the student loan? You have to grab a lawyer, so to guarantee you to get a student loan. But has anyone gotten that yet? So I'm not really, I'm not sure we have gotten there yet. 50 billion, the 37 billion, 27 trillion Ways and Means expenditure by the Central Bank of Nigeria to the federal government of Nigeria. A big, huge chunk of that was converted to a bond. That bond is now costing Nigerian federal government about 1 trillion. That's what I saw in their budget report that they had done. So the amount of money we're paying to the Central Bank of Nigeria to cover the cost of the Ways and Means borrowing is much more than we're paying for education, health combined. So that's crazy, right? And that just shows that we really have got to watch the spending. We are spending because we have, should we say, lots of line items that are not necessary. The necessary items we still need to have money for it, but we do have money to import cars for legislators. Also, in terms of trade and national outlook, UAE has not unbanned Nigeria. Saudi Arabia has also banned the flights and the more back because of visa issues. So again, those are soft issues, but it ties into trade, ties into prestige. We really haven't gotten our hands around it. I'm hearing now we're going to do a new stimulus package for market women. Again, something we're going to take money and give to poor people. Nothing wrong with that. But again, this administration said what the last administration did was chaotic. They refused to use register, and we're doing the same thing they've done now. I hope that we're going to get it better. It's going to cost better in this time, right? So fingers crossed. That's just my view of what's happening in the Nigerian economy as of today. Let's hope it gets better. And again, guys, thanks for listening to my podcast the way I see it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.